Courtney Reagan is live at the mall in Paramus, New Jersey. So what does it look like, Courtney?
Actually, the traffic is really picking up here, Sarah. This mall has been open for about 2 hours. I counted more than 70 people in line at Lululemon before the doors opened, about 40 at Hollister. Our CNBC crew outside a D.C. mall in Tyson's Corner said they also counted about 100 people in line at Lululemon. And look, we can look at other malls and see anecdotally what we're seeing, but from what we understand about Black Friday trends and what the expectations are, it's that retail firms do forecast today will be the biggest day for in-store traffic of the year. Maybe it's not as big as what it once was, but it still will be the biggest of 364 other days of the year. The National Retail Federation predicts 130.4 million Americans will shop in some form today, making it the biggest day of this critical 5-day stretch between Thanksgiving and Cyber Monday. Adobe predicts U.S. online sales will hit nearly $12 billion today. That would be up more than 8% from last year, the biggest growth rate of these 5 days. Salesforce says e-commerce sales on Black Friday actually surpassed Cyber Monday totals last year and will again this year. That number is sort of debated depending on how the data sets are pulled. Now, Deloitte and the National Retail Federation do forecast toys to be among the top 3 categories today. Jeffries says the average promotion for toys is around 32% this year. That's down from 38% last year, but thinks Hasbro is having a pretty strong showing for classic games like Connect 4, Sorry, Trouble, and Candyland. Nostalgia is kind of the name of the game across categories. Third-party logistics company ShipBob, it says toys and games were the top category on Thanksgiving Day. It was led by sales of Tony's, again, sort of a children's item, an audio box, and that is one of those ones that was highlighted as a hot item by retailers like Target and Walmart and Kohl's. And Planalytics' Evan Gold tells me that colder weather will be hot for winter apparel. He says that this drop in temperatures, particularly in the eastern half of the United States, should lead to a 5% increase in sales of boots, jackets, hats, and gloves this weekend, and then a 15% lift for early December. Look, I'm even a meteorologist on Black Friday. I mean, if it impacts retail, I'm going to tell you about it. Back over to you guys.
Hey, Court, there's been so much discussion about, lower shipments coming into the U.S. from overseas, especially from Asia. Would that mean more limited inventory? And would that essentially mean fewer promotional discounts? Are you seeing anything anecdotal on that front?
So it's so interesting. We talked and looked really closely at the inventory levels when the retailers reported, most of the large ones, to be fair, over the last 10 days. It's not a super clean comparison because of tariffs, right? And inventory is reported in dollar value. But for the most part, when you ask executives, are there going to be shortages? Do you feel like you didn't get the inventory that you wanted? Nobody said yes. Everyone acted like it would be very typical. Even on a day like today, most retail executives said, look, if you end up seeing stockouts of items, it's going to be more about demand rather than supply that was the issue. So expectations were pretty good going into today, especially after those retail results and commentary that we heard sort of throwing water in the face of those consumer confidence numbers. Remember, consumers will say one thing, but often do another.